Bonjour from beautiful Blois. Now I'm taking to the place where that happened, assassination. So let's. I just arrived. It's gorgeous. Start being busy slowly because it's I think around 10 o'clock. We're going to visit Chateau for sure. Are you ready? So just before visiting Chateau, we're going to try this. Specifically made in Angers. That's a region in Loire Valley. They're really well packed as well. They're purple. Yeah. Really good. I'm taking you to the Chateau Royal de Blois, which is just behind me. It's one of the most stunning castles in France, and it's in the city center of Blois, so you can't miss it. But this is the place that actually has some really serious history. So we're going to explore now. There's lots of king and queens that lived here. We're going to see a little bit of Renaissance architecture, a royal drama, grand staircase that you can have cinematic entrance. Let's go. On y va. I've been to Blois like less or 10 years ago. It was just a one day, I remember. I was a little bit limited with the money. The plan was to spend the whole day and in the morning to have a breakfast and go back and go to another city, which was... I went from Orléans to Blois and then Blois to Tours. Yeah. What happened actually, I booked the accommodation and I was like, on the map it doesn't look, I don't know, I thought you can go by walk. I came in the late evening because I thought I have an accommodation that is very close and that was actually accommodation that you need to take transport, like to go by car. You need like 30 minutes and it's in the wood. Is there any transportation around? Because it was plenty of people. The town was full. It was some film festival. Everything was packed. And what happened? I was like, okay, there is some transportation. Probably I can go by transportation. So I should spend the night, have an all day here to see the castle and everything. And I was like, oh no. And they were like, there is no transportation, you have to take a taxi. I was like, how much would be taxi? And it was like, I don't know, between $50 and $70, maybe even 100, you know. Probably depends on the taxi driver. I was like, I can take a room for that money, you know. But then there is no room. So I was like, oh my god, I worked in hospitality, so I was like, there is always some spare room, probably, maybe. So I went to like 2 or 3 hotels and I asked for a spare room. I was like, I don't care even if it's for the service for the staff. And they're like, oh sorry, we can't, and blah blah blah. And then I found one, like I think it was a Holiday Inn and it was maybe $90 something. I was like, it's the same thing, otherwise I can pay the taxi, go to some room maybe which is bad, and I'm in the city center. So yeah, be careful when you book online. And I really must say that those chocolates are really actually nice. Yeah, I remember I went through this street, so all the hotels, hoping that I'm going to find a room. There's something happening here. You can buy tickets there. Bonjour.
Une voiture sur language?
Anglais, s'il vous plaît.
Anglais?
Merci. Okay, it looks like you can leave the luggage here, which is good if you're traveling a lot. You have facilities for small children, you have water fountain, you have a guided tour, and you have special tools like if you need. So for example, this map that is in front of me, it's for the blind people. Then you have access for wheelchair, also audio guides and things like that. So it's really practical. In some parts it will be like forbidden to film or to use a phone or to eat or wherever, but they posted the signs all over. So what we're going to see is gonna be 4 architectural styles. They have collection of 35,000 pieces. That's something, I think you need 2 days for that. More than 30 rooms and 1 fine art museum. So I'm really curious to see, do I remember? I remember those stairs that we're going to visit in the end of the tour. I thought that this is the best place to start. Did you know that the Chateau Royal was actually a residence of several French kings? So yeah, it wasn't just a building, this was actually really home for royalty. So Francois I, the guy who brought the Renaissance style to the France, made some of the most famous additions to the castle. So I'll show you this signature spiral staircase we're going to see in the end of the tour. When I was approaching to the main building, the feeling that everything is so huge and so powerful, and I can't imagine like lots of horses coming in and king's arrival. It would be even more kind of tense, and I can't imagine actually to live in this kind of castle. Probably very cold during the winter, which is not my thing. Another thing, and we haven't even gotten the best part, so wait until you see the tapestries and the royal apartments, and you'd like to walk through all this era. And at the end of the video, I've got a super cool story about one of the queens who lived here. And let's say royal life wasn't always glamorous. Come with me. Here's the cool fact about Chateau Royal. So, it was a scene of the most dramatic moments in French history. So the assassination of the Duke in 1588, during the French Wars of Religion, King Henry III felt threatened by the Duke's power and influence. So he lured him to the castle and had him murdered right in his chambers. And get this, the very next day, he had the Duke's brother killed too, so talk about the drama. Now we are heading to the chambers, and let's see how they look like. And the stairs I wanted to show you as well. actually Joan of Arc being here in the same place, being blessed before her big battle. It was 1929, just before famously Orleans was liberated. During the hundreds of years of war, Joan stopped to the Château de Blois and she met our bishop, and he was giving her the special blessing just before the big battle. So can you imagine? It was just before the Joan Arc legendary journey. Can you imagine walking through the chambers where one of the greatest French heroes prepare for the battle? I don't know, it's stunning. It's okay. I'm very excited now. We are going to the place where assassination happens, so let's go to see. I always like to look through the window. I have a question for you guys. What would you do if you find yourself in the courts during the Renaissance? Would you thrive, or would you make drama? Okay, another question. Let's say if you can step back in time, what would you prefer? Would you like to see Joan of Arc being blessed? Or you would like to be a fly in the wall seeing the murder and assassination?
I'm sorry, what?
Let me know. There is something about the smell, like each castle smells different. Let's grab some coffee. I'll show you my list, which means that's the thing I want to recommend you. Okay, let's have a walk with the glasses. Let's go to find some food to Rue de Commerce, where I'm heading now, just to actually eat a little bit and have some drink. This street is a place where the locals like to go. Oh, look at these. These are so cute. A little owl and little mushroom. Okay, and just to wrap up for today, I had an idea to visit more places. As you see, I did my paperwork this morning and it didn't happen. The reason is, like, sometimes I really don't like to rush. I wanted to actually go to 4 more places, which is not possible, to be honest. I don't have enough time. It was like altogether like 5 hours. And when you go to the castle, it takes quite a bit. Not just to see, not just to film. So one of the things I wanted to see is Rue de Commerce that actually I showed you. I don't know, nothing spectacular. Maybe when it's more busy, it's more interesting. Loire River walk, definitely I can recommend that because it's beautiful, and I would suggest if you're in September, like it's not hot, there is a little bit sunny, cozy, not so many people. Pont Jacques Gabriel, I haven't been there, but I saw a few pictures. I really wanted to go. Maison de la Magie or Magie, and to be honest, I'm a little bit sad that I'm missing. And Jardin de l'Evêche. When it's about the gardens, they're always welcome because they can be very beautiful. The thing is that they're not necessary, kind of like must visit, unless you're really searching for specific inspiration. So this is today. Beautiful view, a little bit of wine, and I'm heading back to Amboise. See you tomorrow.